Right guys, welcome back to another video, and today let's talk about some basketball. So today is kind of a strange day for me. As a Celtics fan, obviously, if you've seen the news, you will know that Ime Udoka, the Celtics head coach, is getting suspended for a year. Let's talk about it. So I'm going to be comprising this video down into 3 sections, I think. So firstly, we're just going to talk about the main things which happened. We're going to talk about the implications for the team and how I think this will affect the organisation as a whole and his chances of being the Boston Celtics coach in the future.
Right, so really quickly, what I just wanted to say was, we obviously don't know what the extent of what Ime did, fully. They haven't come out and confirmed exactly what it is. Obviously, this is just what I've been told from the news reports. Not everything at this point has come out. So obviously, this is on September 23rd. So stuff after this could have come out which might change my opinion, but this specific date, this is my thoughts on the situation which has been announced right now. I just wanted to clarify that, because if other things come out which may change my opinion, I don't want this to be my opinion which is completely set in stone. So it can change, and this is just my opinion with the news that I have right now. Thank you.
So to start off with, I'm just disappointed, Obviously, Ime said sorry on a post and stuff like that, in an interview or whatever, and he said sorry, he apologised to the fans, the organisation and stuff like that. It's your second year. You've not even started your second year as a head coach, and you've already messed it up to a point where you're getting suspended for a year. Do you not see how that might be a bit of a confusing thing, and which isn't allowed within the organisation of the Celtics, which breaks the Celtics rules? Now, it's hard to really say an opinion on this, really. My personal opinion is, obviously, if it's breaking the rules, I stand with the Celtics organisation before anyone, essentially. Now, this is mainly because I'm not for one individual. I really liked Ime and everything he did. However, I think it was a bit silly of him to break a rule which can get you banned for a year in your first year of being a head coach when you did such a good job. Got to the NBA Finals as your first year as a head coach, and then you've done something to pretty much destroy everything that you'd built. Because now are the players going to respect you after you've broken one of the organisation's rules? Worse than probably any of them ever have. Are they going to respect you when you come back from a year's suspension? Now we've seen it's a year's suspension. The Celtics also haven't guaranteed that he is going to be coming back as the head coach. Right now, the interim coach is Joe Mazzulla. I don't really know a lot about him, to be honest. He's been on the Celtics team for about 3 years. Seems kind of qualified, been a head coach at certain places, never in the NBA. So once again, we're giving probably the Celtics' best chance in the last, 15 years to a guy that has never really coached in the NBA before, head coaching, which seems a bit strange when you have an opportunity here, a small window of Jason Tatum being elite, Jaylen Brown being elite, Robert Williams being there, Al Horford being there, Marcus Smart being there. You've got all of these great players, just made moves for Malcolm Brogdon. You've got this opportunity to do amazing things with this organisation, and it seems as if a lot of that is getting thrown away now. And obviously, I respect the Celtics for what they've done. It's the Celtics rules, and it is what it is, realistically. We can't really change what the Celtics rules are. Even if they like him a lot, you can't have him break an organisation rule when he's the one that should be being the main example for these players, right? That only makes sense to me. And let's talk about the implications for the Celtics now. So, obviously, we've got a coach, a first-year coach, that is, I think the youngest coach ever. He's, 34, which you don't know how well he's going to do. This could be a situation where he wants to play a different way to how Ime did, which could mean a whole new time of getting to know the system, getting to know the way they want to play, changing roles, stuff like that, and especially when, one of the key players in Robert Williams III is not there for the first month or so, it makes it extremely hard to change the way you're playing. We might see a similar period to where the Celtics were really bad at the start of the season, and it could not do what it did last season. Like, it could just stay bad. Rather than stay bad for a few weeks and then get better after the All-Star break, it could stay bad for the whole season. And with a team like the Celtics, I don't really feel it's a good thing. Obviously, we are one of the most like legendary like clubs, organizations in the whole of NBA basketball, winning 17 titles, and the fact now where we have our best window of opportunity in a lot of years is getting thrown away. Well, that's what it seems to me like. For a rookie coach who we don't know a lot about, we don't know if he's going to be successful, is a bit of an issue for me. It could mean that the Celtics might just ignore him and not perform at the same level because they think it's a waste year because Ime's not there. Essentially, in my opinion, what's going to need to happen is the team's going to need to run itself. Like, the players are going to need to do a lot of the work rather than listening to a coach who might not be the most knowledgeable in being a head coach. But obviously, Ime was a first-year head coach and that worked out, so it could work out fine, theoretically. But I just don't believe it. I don't believe how we had such a good thing going before the start of the season. And then Gallinari gets injured. Then Robert Williams III needs another surgery. Then Ime gets suspended for a year. And one of the best title shots we had is now seeming like it's dwindling away. You know? The effect this could have on the Celtics is poor performance. Players wanting to leave, like Jaylen Brown, because of the instability there, which the Celtics have always seemed to kind of have. Al Horford's not getting any younger. Robert Williams could pick up more significant injuries and be a problem for years to come. Marcus Smart gets a year older. And you've got a lot of aging assets, which the team has spent a lot of money on now, where the window of opportunity could be ruined by a pretty silly manager / head coach has done something which could jeopardize a team success for the next few years. Because if he comes back, who knows whether the players are going to listen to him, going to respect him, or listen to anything he says when he's just disrespected the whole franchise by breaking rules. And this is me being just more sad, but he's broken franchise rules of one of the biggest franchises in the NBA. And this isn't a good look for the Celtics. The person who ever leaked it did not need to be leaked at the time it was. But at the end of the day, this is where we are as Celtics. I know I'm wearing a Steph Curry shirt for some reason. While I'm doing this, I'm wearing my Celtic shorts. But it is what it is. The Celtics are in a precarious situation now where it could all go right, which would be lucky if it all went right at this point. Or they could be in a situation where they could lose a lot of games and be a 40-something win team. And I know it's crazy to say with a team as stacked as this one, but that's what they were looking like at the start of last season. And with a changing coach just before training camp, it's going to be interesting. And the way this has all come out just before Media Day on Monday is interesting again. And I'm excited to see what Joe Mazzulla can do. I'm not optimistic about this season. I was like, Gallinari got injured. That's okay. He was going to be like the 8th man. What it means for the Celtics is they just might not be able to play in as many different ways. Then Robert Williams got injured. I said to myself, this won't be that bad. He'll be back in a month. And then our head coach gets suspended for a year. And now I'm like, oh no. This season may have gone to absolute shambles. And this is pretty much just a quick video, which I haven't even written anything for, so I'm sorry if it's all over the place. But this is just what I'm feeling at this point. And my thoughts about the whole situation. So if you have liked this video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's hope the Celtics can stay good.